23 Dusi Canoe Marathon is into its final day today and will already have history that has been made, with Andy Birkett bagging his 13th title. Birkett crossing the line moments ago to clinch a record-extending 10th consecutive and 13th overall title when he reached the finish line at the Blue Lagoon in Durban. On the women's side, Christy McKenzie continuing her dominant performance, which sees her enjoying a massive lead of more than 20 minutes over Bridget Hartley. At least she came into the third and final stage with a 20-minute advantage. Now, Siphokazi Malinga, eNCA's reporter, is out at Blue Lagoon for us this morning. Joining me now, there she is. Siphokazi, good morning to you. I mean, when we were testing with you just off air, we were hearing quite a lot of noise in the background. Is that noise that speaks to celebrations of what Andy Birkett has done today?
Great battle today.
Certainly, Morena, when Andy Birkett was approaching the finish line, already people were chanting and getting excited, and of course just leading him to the finish line. He's been exceptional throughout the 3 days, since the start to the end. I do have him here with me right now. I am going to chat to him. This is his 13th win and 10th back-to-back win. Andy Birkett, firstly, congratulations on your win today. How was it like out there, the 3 days of paddling and taking on the Dusi to Blue Lagoon today?
Yes, thanks so much. I think today's been a real shock to us. There's been a lot of water in the river, so it definitely was a stressful day on the river, trying to just stay in our boats and not so much focus on racing, but just trying to avoid the big water and avoid any swims. But it's been, I think, an amazing Dusi. We haven't seen the river this full for the last 2 days for many years. So it's been almost like a different river for us to race on. But I think the rain we've had recently and the floods last year has cleaned the river out a lot. So it's been a blessing to be back on this river and see it in the good state it's in.
You actually mentioned that you haven't seen this much water. Our commentator was just saying that they haven't seen this much water in 20 odd years. How was it like actually paddling on full rivers?
Yeah, I think since I've done the Dusi 19 years ago, I've never seen it the level that we've had this year with the amount of water, but it's stressful. You're trying to, it looks like a completely different river, so you have no idea where to go, and you're just trying to pick the easiest places to go, not necessarily the fastest lines. So it definitely is stressful for racing. At the back of your mind, you know, you could lose easily the lead that you have in one long swim. So it's stressful to get up in the morning, and it's dark and you don't know how much water there is in the river until you get into the river. But yeah, it makes it special and unique to race like that.
Andy, you had a 1 minute and 5 second lead going into day 3, but you looked super comfortable when throughout day 3. Did you have any worries that someone was to catch up to you?
Well, I had a few occasions where I think I almost fell out my boat. But I was just trying to stay positive and think you can't think of the negatives, because then you will swim. But it definitely was a case of trying to stay in the boat. And Msawe was charging, and he was in second with a small lead over third place. And I thought any mistake that I do make, he'll be there to take the lead of the race. So it makes it I think great to have Msawe and Dave pushing it, and raises the level of the Dusi competition.
And lastly, Andy, when I spoke to you in Maritzburg, I think 2 weeks before the Dusi, you had said a few young guys are coming up, so you might be losing your touch a bit because you're also coaching them. But you seem to be going strong. Are we expecting to see you next year? And how excited are you to actually clinch that 13th win?
Yeah, it's been really special. And I think every single year I just take it as a new challenge. The training we do for the Dusi is so unique and diverse to my training I do for the rest of the year, and paddling specific races, and I love it. It's a beautiful valley that we race through. You could see the start on day 1. They moved just outside Pietermaritzburg, a beautiful setting. So it's a special race, and I enjoyed every year to get back here and race down the river and practice on the river. And the guys we race against are just great guys as well. So we always have a lot of laughs afterwards and before the race, and I think that makes the atmosphere of the event.
You are still dominating. Are we seeing you back here next year?
Yeah, for sure. I'll be back next year. I'll only commit one race at a time.
Thank you so much for your time, Andy.
Thanks so much.
Well, that was Andy Birkett, Dusi champion 2023, his 13th one and 10 back-to-back. And of course, in the ladies, it was Christy McKenzie who stole the show, followed by Bridget Hartley. I forgot to say in the men's, Msawe Mtolo came second.
All right, Siphokazi, thank you very much for that. Congratulations to both Andy and Christy, the 2023 Dusi Canoe winners for the men and the women. Rofua, that's where we leave it from the sports desk for now.